The atmosphere at Brentford G-Tech Stadium was nothing short of electric as fans gathered in anticipation for the much-anticipated Unity Football Cup final between Jamaica and Nigeria. The stands were a sea of vibrant colours, with Jamaican fans flooding the stadium in their bright green, yellow and black attire. Flags waved vigorously, horns blared, and whistles echoed through the air, creating a lively, pulsating rhythm that set the tone for an unforgettable match.
Let's see how both of these teams rise to the occasion. And what an occasion it has been!
From the first whistle, both teams came out with fierce determination, eager to claim the coveted title.
As they have done throughout this competition. And as both bosses have made the point, out to try and win it. It's a friendly really in name only. Right in the centre of your picture there, amongst the fans in the stands, Steve McLaren watches on.
The game was intense, with each side putting up a rigorous fight, showcasing skill, passion and resilience. Just 8 minutes into the match, Nigeria struck first, sending their fans into a frenzy as a well-placed shot found the back of the net. The Nigerian supporters erupted in cheers, celebrating their early lead with jubilant chants.
After some good work from Cyril Dessers, who opened the scoring in the semi and has turned provider this time. He's the most capped player in this starting lineup for Nigeria, and he scores for Nigeria for the 10th time in his distinguished international career. Came from halfway. It was close to offside, wasn't it, against Cyril Dessers, who delivered dangerously, and Simon was just first to react, really, reaching it ahead of Lembakisa and applying the finishing touch, having done so right into the corner. William Davis in goal, no chance of reaching that, despite the proximity of the player in front of him. Openings again for Nigeria here, just wasn't quite able to pick the pass through the middle as intended there, Chukwueze. So Jamaica will take their turn to attack instead with Ronaldo Cephas. Really dangerous ball in, Davis arrived.
However, the Jamaican fans were undeterred. 2 minutes later, their team responded swiftly. A clever play down the flank saw Kaheim Dixon break through the Nigerian defence and slot the ball past the goalkeeper, levelling the score. The stadium erupted into cheers and applause, the Jamaican supporters buoyed by this quick response.
Kaheim Dixon of Charlton Athletic has levelled it up for Jamaica. They were behind for less than 2 minutes. On both of their penalties in the semi-final, he was the main threat again here, down the left. Strong surge and a really dangerous ball in. It was just in front of Burrell, but Dixon beyond him was able to apply the finishing touch. Sliding in to try and stop him, the Nigerian defence were just unable to do so. Frank Onyeka was the closest. They have actually taken a little touch off him, but it's Dixon's goal. It's 1-1 in the Unity Cup final. He just made his way down to the touchline at Steve McLaren, greeted by the goal, and it's all square again. The referee is going to stop the play here and produce the yellow card.
Tensions flared as the first half progressed. In the 25th minute, Kaheim Dixon was penalised with a yellow card after pushing a Nigerian player during a heated moment.
Referee Stewart work it wider for Simon. Chukwueze who took it. Moses Simon, scorer of their opening goal, trying to create something for them here. Plenty up there, but it should be the goalkeeper's ball, and it is. Good take by Shakan Davis. He's winning only a third cap tonight. There's currently a vacancy in goal with Andre Blake not part of this squad, their regular number one, because of injury. Davis got the nod in midweek and did enough to keep his place today. Both his backups on the bench are yet to win a senior international cap. It's a position in which they are currently lacking any real experience. Chukwueze, he's at the centre of everything at the moment, looking for Simon. Davis comes and gathers it. How they have embraced the occasion. The Jamaican supporters enjoying the day. The weather helps as well, the sun's shown out for finals day. And it's been a really bright start on the field from both. And Bakisa, that was risky. Very little time for Davis. And he found Cyril Dessers almost on top of him straight away. Bakisa's ball back here to the goalkeeper, just caught him unawares a little bit. Squad of the likes of Victor Osimhen, who's one of the more notable names available at the moment. Yeah, third place 12. Here's Dessers for Nigeria with a sided goal, and then does get the shot away. The goalkeeper can't hold it, but is able to grab it at the second attempt. And it's Shekham Davis's great foot. Dessers, who posed the danger initially. Holgate held him up, but ultimately couldn't prevent the shot from coming in. Now first, the King. It's what followed after releasing the ball that Onyeka was unhappy about. This angle might kind of fights into him a little bit, maybe. He wasn't too happy with that. Eric Shell. We head for the half hour, the opportunity for both sets of players to take on some refreshment, take on some instruction as well, because this is very finely balanced right now. So let's have a look during this break in play at what we've seen so far. The Unity Cup. Nigeria getting themselves in front. Dessers ball in. Dispatched by Moses Simon. But the lead did not last long. 1-1. Kaheem Dixon on the end of the ball across from Ronaldo Cephas. Just getting to it ahead of Onyeka. Nigeria may still fancy their chances of profiting from this situation. Some organising for Davis to do in goal. He was part of the Mount Pleasant side, beaten it in that Premier League playoff final by Cavalier last week. Will he be required here? Simon and Chukwueze stand over. It's going to be Moses Simon to take it. And flick behind the touchline. And a tumble from Teller, no free kick given. And Jamaica will counter instead. With Cephas has covered good ground here. Burrell calling for it, Dixon was as well. But he was stopped by Felix Agu. Cross didn't come this time from Cephas. There's Dixon. Towards Russell. And a free kick given, this time against John Russell. On Felix Agu. Eric Shell is continuing that conversation with Ruben Ricardo, the fourth official. He's unhappy at just how physical this game has become. Said at the start it was a friendly in all but name, really, but it's been fiercely contested and maybe a little too ferociously for Shell's liking right now. Towards Dessers here. It shows just how much this match means as well. It's another late one. But Ndidi on the receiving end, and this time there will be a card for John Russell. He's had a couple that the referees let go, so no surprise really. Time slipped a little bit on that occasion, but maybe simply due to accumulation, the referee has decided to take action. In all 5 of this first half. Chukwueze with the free kick, just over everybody's head. Ogbu was the closest really to reach. He's helped win the corner here that Chukwueze is going to take. Into the heart of the penalty area it goes. And ultimately wide it goes. leading for Nigeria, winning cap number 65 today. For his goal scoring, the glimpse of the target today, a week on before England return to World Cup qualifying against Andorra. Casey Palmer coming. Last minute of the first 45. The Unity Cup final. Amari Bell waiting to take the throw. Captain of his country in this competition. The left back who's just left Luton Town after relegation. Maybe wasn't quite able to reach it now, maybe the counter. Simon into space for Chukwueze on the surge. He's got Dessers and Teller in the middle. Still here with Chukwueze. He tried to get the shot away himself at the end of all of that. Blocked really as soon as it left his boot. Still maybe the opportunity for Nigeria, trying to finish this first half strongly. Certainly finishing it on the front foot right now. Sadiq Ismaila hangs the cross in. Nearly came for Nathan Teller. We're going to 2 additional minutes at the end of the first 45. Frederick for Chukwueze. He tussles with Palmer and then goes down. Referee again is reaching for his card. Don't think he can really have too many complaints with that one. Casey Palmer with Chukwueze on the floor. Tempers are beginning to boil over at the end of the first half. They maybe need the interval just to cool it down again a little bit here. Chukwueze now back on his feet, taking real issue with that. There's Caden stepping in to try and play the role of peacemaker, really, as Casey Palmer is ushered away by teammates. And that's certainly been feisty. But I think Chukwueze clearly felt it went beyond that on that particular occasion. Shown him the yellow card already. Stuart Atwell to Casey Palmer. Now he wants a lengthier word with him.
The rough play continued, and Casey Palmer of Jamaica also received a yellow card for confrontation with a Nigerian opponent.
Casey Palmer about, and having just picked up that yellow card, he has to be very careful here. Nigeria will attempt to apply some punishment of their own from the free kick, which will belatedly follow here. There's Simon waiting to take it.
As the referee blew the halftime whistle, the scores remained tied at 1 goal each, but the game had become increasingly physical and spirited.
Put Nigeria in front. And we're all set for the start of the second half in this Unity Cup final.
The second half resumed with both teams fighting fiercely for dominance.
Get the game underway again. Shell has sent the same side back out there. There will be changes, I'm sure, at some stage in the second half. Just the ones. Felix Agu with the cross. Not by King, but this time not convincingly, and it did fall for Nathan Teller, and he couldn't quite control the finish. He begins on the Nigerian bench today, also looking for a new club after 6 years at the Hawthorns. There's Casey Palmer of Hull City. Burrell making a run, the goalkeeper had read the danger. Barley gets there first. As I mentioned, he's very much the first choice goalkeeper at the moment, Stanley Wabali. He plays his club football in South Africa with Chippa United. Ready to make a couple of big saves late in the semi-final to keep his team's lead intact. Lead here in the final that they lost. Within 2 minutes of going in front, maybe to try and turn it around in its entirety. Casey Palmer was in full flat, just blocked off the ball, winning the free kick. Onyeka, I think, who made the contact with him. Favourable angle for Casey Palmer. His Panenka penalty was his debut Jamaican goal on Tuesday. It was his 14th cap. Having won the free kick, he's the one standing over it. Barley organising that wall. It's done its job. It's not straight at the wall really by Palmer. Back goalwards by Hayden, and gathered up by Wabali, made it his decisively. Even more important, the goalkeeper, given the lack of international experience in the back four in front of him. Agu on debut here, Simon. Certainly not short of experience, still scrapping for it. Comes for Chukwueze. He's outnumbered but gets his shot away and scores!
At 52 minutes, Nigeria took the lead again with a precise finish, silencing some of the Jamaican fans momentarily.
And Nigeria in front in the final for the second time. Well, he's been at the heart of most of their attacking play so far. And now he's come up with a finish as well. His 7th international goal. Samuel Chukwueze of Milan with a moment of quality. Eric Shell. And he's led by example here. He had an awful lot to do when taking a pass from Teller, outnumbered by those in green and gold. But he dispatched it decisively, set himself, arrowed across the keeper and into the far corner. And the Super Eagles ahead again. Albeit they'd already qualified by then for next year's finals. That was his first goal for his country since September of 2023. He's come up with a big one today. Now the challenge for Nigeria is to hold on to this lead for longer than they were able to last time around. Make it count more than they could manage last time. Beautifully done by Felix Agu. Yes, this was his target in the middle. And as far as Onyeka, bit too much on that for Agu. By Amari Powell. Cephas had continued his run, comes his way, and stepping in brilliantly to deny him was Frederick. And look at how he's congratulated by his goalkeeper. Good moment on debut for Benjamin Frederick. He did really well here. Another Cephas has caused all sorts of problems throughout this competition, but he was stopped by Frederick decisively. It's all going on again as they wait for the corner to come in. Well, the spirit we've seen in the stands at this Unity Cup hasn't necessarily been reflected on the field at times in this feisty final. Underlining just how much they want to win it though. How much this means out there. It's a fine line right now. The referee has got his card out here. Barley's going to go into the book, I think, after this lengthy lecture. And there's the yellow. And he accepts it amicably enough in the end, Stanley Wabali. He's up for this all right though, isn't he? It's a difficult balancing act. little bit more difficult now because of that booking. Here's the corner. Decent one. Fingers up from the back. Just was Kaheem Dixon. He'll have to stretch to reach that as well. Simon did well to keep that in, showed good strength, and hold on to possession in the process. A touch or two from Teller, but ultimately didn't quite have the squad at the start of the week. Simon was the target. Jamaica readying changes. Dwayne Atkinson is going to come on shortly, and so will Malik Mothersill. And for the latter, that will be a debut. There's another that has been added to the Unity Cup squad since the semi-final. Misplaced pass from Palmer will provide the opportunity for these changes to happen here. So Dwayne Atkinson on first, another domestic title winner this season with Cavalier. First cap in over 2 years for him. And Burrell making way, so he scored on his debut in the semi-final, hasn't quite been able to get involved to the same extent today. Atkinson will take his place up top. And Malik Mothersill is on for the debut as well, in place of Kaheem Dixon, scorer of the Jamaican goal. There he is, Mothersill on debut. Croydon-born, qualifies for Jamaica through his parents. 16 goals he scored in all competitions for Peterborough United this season.
Yet, Jamaica's resilience shone through as Jonathan Russell scored the second goal for Jamaica in the 62nd minute, silencing the Nigerian supporters and igniting the Jamaican contingent with loud applause.
2-2. Real resilience from the Reggae boys. They will not give this one up. And they're back on terms for the second time in the final. John Russell of Barnsley with the equalising goal. But once more, big part played by Ronaldo Cephas. He's the one that made it. Another dangerous delivery. Just asking for it to be finished off. And just as Dixon did in the first half, Russell does the honours this time. All square again in the Unity Cup final. Second goal, and only his 6th international cap for Jonathan Russell. Called for this competition for the first time since the last Gold Cup. And he did score against St Kitts and Nevis a couple of summers ago. He's given them something to shout about again here. But once more, it was all about Cephas really in the creation of the opportunity. That goal-laden season with Genk, he's hoping to take that sort of form onto the international stage here. There. Palmer, it's a lovely ball. Cephas in dangerous territory again. Certainly given what we've seen from him. This time he goes down, and there is no free kick forthcoming. We've had a good look at that. Really quick to wave it away. So the counter-attack. Arkadare. Bessie slips it back through to him. Arkadare, almost with the instant impact there. There's a big block to deal with the initial danger. But Nigeria will come again with Chukwueze. Not only as far as Onyeka. There's this Simon to Felix Agu. Really good game now. They're both giving it a real go. Up against Dwayne Atkinson. Nigeria still have it though. In a promising position, out by Holgate. Straight back for Chukwueze. Chukwueze nearly. This time Davis was right behind it. This time Samuel Chukwueze from that type of territory is denied. But he looks likely every time he has it here, which is fairly frequently in this final. Just opened up for him. Some power in the shot, but Davis saw it all the way. It's an excellent challenge in here, just and it goes again, and over it goes this time from Arukudare. Does so now for Casey Palmer. Cephas is going to reach that first and out quickly, and bravely was Webali to deny the danger man. Now though, Cephas is causing Nigeria all sorts of issues. Wonderful game he's having, just as he impressed in the semi-final. Just about stayed onside, that was very close. It's a player, Cephas, he can play any. Would have started in Macedonia prior to his stint in Turkey with Ankara Gucci. Started his career back home with Arnott Gardens. He's certainly done his reputation no harm in this competition. It's a sub shortly. More until after this corner though. Moses Simon is sizing up. And he started the scoring. Got in too close to the goalkeeper, who almost lost it for a moment. Davis able to react in time. Take it away in the end from Cyril Dessers. That looked relatively routine until that moment for Shakan Davis. Collected it and then lost it briefly. Taken quickly. Ismaila and Chukwueze combine.
The game then evolved into a tense, high-quality battle, with both teams showcasing skillful play and tactical discipline.
And then awkwardly from Ndidi, another corner to come. Nigeria just wrestling back the authority a little bit. They're in the ascendancy again at the moment. For those in white from this corner kick. Chukwueze to take it. That's partially cleared by Russell, who's going to get another go. It's a bit more behind that one. Philip Segu is underneath it, then had to react quickly. Waits for Bell though. Atkinson on the move. It does indeed go to the shootout. Jamaica scored 2 penalties.
As the clock ticked past the 80-minute mark, it became clear that the match would be decided by penalties, adding to the drama and anticipation.
If it ended this way, give themselves a shot from the spot. Nigeria trying to force the issue. Scoring just 10 minutes in. That was a lead that lasted less than 2 minutes before Kaheem Dixon's goal. Nigeria resumed authority in the second half, got themselves back in front again with an excellent strike from Samuel Chukwueze. But again, it wasn't enough. Russell, who levelled it after some fine play from Cephas, he set up both of them. But it is that goal from Jonathan Russell, just the second of his country's colours, that has ultimately taken this the distance, that has set up the penalty shootout for the Super Eagles. But he was taken off before the end of the 90, will play no part in the penalties that will come. Full time after 90 minutes, all square. Jamaica 2, Nigeria 2. So a penalty shootout on the way then at the G-Tech to settle this Unity Cup final. There's the coin toss. Marley Bell and Moses Simon, the 2 captains who played the entirety of the contest, going through the formalities to determine at which end the kicks will be taken. And indeed, who will take the first one? Well, both these nations are hoping to go on and qualify for next year's World Cup. They both still have plenty to do in that, but occasions such as this will help with those preparations, perhaps. It has the feeling of a championship, doesn't it? There is silverware at stake, of course, at the end of this. Well, we're still no nearer knowing which of them will be lifting that Unity Cup. But it's an eventuality, I'm sure, that both have prepared for. Steve McClaren was busy issuing the instructions, determining the order in which his players will take the penalties. We saw two really contrasting spot kicks from them in the semi-final. A Panenka from Palmer and a powerful one into the top corner from Richard King, who is still out there and will take one, I'm sure. He did in that Premier League playoff final just 8 days ago, as he finished on the winning side for Cavalier. He stepped up actually and took the first kick in that particular shootout. We're passing on the instructions as well to the two goalkeepers, Stanley Wabali and Shekan Davis, who came on to face those penalties in that domestic final. He replaced Tafari Chambers, who played 120 minutes. It was a change that ultimately proved in vain. Davis will hope for rather greater success tonight. So they're all ready, and it will be Richard King who's going to take the first penalty, just as he did last week in that cup final. Scored from the spot in the semi in stoppage time to win it for Jamaica, to get the better of Trinidad and Tobago. That was his first international goal. He's going to take the opening penalty here up against Stanley Wabali.
In the penalty shootout, Richard King stepped forward for Jamaica and confidently placed the ball in the back of the net, giving Jamaica an initial advantage.
No mistake from King. Setting the tone, he will hope. A specialist in these sort of situations. So first up for Nigeria here will be their substitute Kelechi Iheanacho. Hasn't been on too long.
Nigeria responded in kind, levelling the score.
The same way, again the goalkeeper went the other way. And it's all square in the shootout. Took his time but kept his composure. So Davis the wrong way. So Isaac Hayden next up. Forward by Steve McClaren to take their second penalty. Isaac Hayden also scores. This time the goalkeeper went the other way, but dived out of the way. And it's 2-1 Jamaica. Isaac Hayden. He's a relative newcomer to this Reggae Boys team. He certainly enjoyed this in both the games. So Moses Simon, who started the scoring today, Nigeria's most experienced international on the field, is going to step up to take the next one. Must have thought when he put his team in front 10 minutes into the game that it might have been a much more straightforward evening than it's developed into. There was a little bit of pressure on his penalty. And Simon scores. Good penalty so far. No guess right yet. Slow and steady run up. And also Ravel Morrison to take. Only recently recalled to the international setup this week at short notice by Steve McClaren. He's the next to take on Wabali. Morrison from the spots, also scores into the corner. This time the goalkeeper did go the right way, but he couldn't get to it. Had to be right into the corner. I thought because he'd gone the right way that he might have got to that, but it was excellent from Ravel Morrison. His part is played. Kadare next up. Wonderful season he's had in front of goal in Belgium again. Scored 21 times in their top flight. He's over the next one. And also scores in off the post this time. Well, again, nobody leaving much margin for error, but nobody making an error so far. And the stakes just rise that little bit more for every player that steps forward will kick. Dwayne Atkinson. Now he was a title winner with Cavalier in that penalty.
After each team had converted 3 penalties, nerves ran high. Dwayne Atkinson, the Jamaican designated penalty taker, stepped up to the spot. His shot hit the goalpost, narrowly missing and giving Nigeria a 4-3 lead after 5 rounds.
The first to miss from the spot. Dwayne Atkinson can't convert for Jamaica, and that could be so costly. Teammates go across to console him. It didn't miss by much. Off the top of the bar and behind from Atkinson. He was taken off before that penalty shootout last week in the Jamaican Premier League. He couldn't convert, so it's advantage Nigeria. If they can from this one, Onyemaechi does so emphatically, and they're one kick away. Thumped in from the fullback for 4-3 Nigeria on penalties. The next one has to go in to give Jamaica any chance. See how much it means, can't you? Roar of relief as much as anything may be. The captain to assume responsibility for this. Amari Bell has to score, or the Reggae Boys are beaten. Spoke this week about the great honour of being afforded that captain's armband. Can he keep them in contention in the penalty shootout? Amari Bell does score with a measure of composure. A precise penalty, he didn't necessarily opt for the power, but he picked his spot. Forces Nigeria to win it from the spot. The next kick could be the crucial one. If it goes in, Nigeria win the Unity Cup. Bell just applying that little bit of pressure. Unless this doesn't go in, Christantos Uche on his international debut is the one who places down the potentially decisive penalty. Pressure on his shoulders.
With everything on the line, Nigeria's players kept their composure, and their final penalty found the back of the net. Nigeria emerged victorious with a 5-4 score in the penalty shootout, securing the Unity Football Cup amidst roars of celebration.
And the Super Eagles have done it. They've done it the hard way, but they have the trophy. Still, there's never been any other name on the Unity Cup. 21 years since it was last staged in England's capital. They've kept hold of it. They've needed the penalty shootout to do so. 5 successful kicks from 5. Ultimately, Dwayne Atkinson was the only one who couldn't convert. And Jamaica finally are beaten in a final when they never knew that they were beaten, when they twice came back from behind in the 90 minutes to take this the distance. But it's Nigeria who celebrate, Nigeria who will lift the silverware shortly. Captain Moses Simon has the trophy in his hands. They are still the only team victorious in the Unity Cup. They won the earlier iterations in 2002 and 2004, and now 21 years on, Nigeria lift the Unity Cup again.
Despite the result, the match was a fair and spirited contest, played in a beautiful atmosphere of camaraderie and unity. It was more than just a game. It was a celebration of diverse communities coming together to enjoy the beautiful game of football. Fans from all backgrounds cheered, laughed, and shared in the joy of the sport, making it a day to remember at Brentford G-Tech Stadium.
Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Uncle Danny's TV.